I was just like you. I remember I was just like you.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
This message is for all of the people who said that they are so disappointed in me. They're disappointed that I'm not showing more grace. They're disappointed that this is my perspective. They can't believe that I'm being such a hater. This is for y'all. Listen and listen closely. I will always shame anything that does not empower, uplift, motivate, inspire, or encourage our community to be positive. I will always call out when someone is wrong and does not take accountability because it makes other people think that that type of behavior is acceptable. I will always draw attention to when people are doing things that will harm our children, harm our community, and continue to tear down the reputation of Black men and Black women. Always. So if it is disappointing to you that I have no problem saying I want better for us, so we need to stop giving our money, giving our time, and giving our attention to anything that does not make us better, be disappointed, baby. And you might as well be prepared to continue to be disappointed in me, because I am standing 10 toes down on the fact that if you are not here to build up, improve, and be a part of the success of the Black community, please exit stage left. Okay, bye.
Wake up!
Bring back shame. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. Shame plays a role. Shame is very necessary for a society to thrive. I promise you. Not only do we need to bring back shame, we need to bring back public.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Too much, you might. 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 Too much, too many crabs in the barrel, but I'd rather hang around family and battle. It's too much, too many dripping in sauce, and I ain't hating on nobody, they can get lost. It's too much, trying to help a nigga out, the only thing they care about is internet cloud. It's too much, niggas sounding like each other and they all dead wrong, they don't even get along. Too much, you might. 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 Too much drip, you might slip. 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 Too much.
Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Take that with you on the way down. Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Take that with you on the way down.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the real world that our children live in. Not the ideal one that we want them to live in. Not this wonderful world that we pray that will come here one day, but the real world that they have to live in. You want to know why they're acting so crazy? You want to know why they're doing the things that they're doing? Because we have not prepared them to live in this real world. We have sent them through 12 years of school teaching them this dumb stuff that doesn't work, and when they go out and try to apply it and get killed for it, we are not there.
an animal. I eat a fake motherfucker like a cannibal. And I don't even understand how he got that far. Cause every time he write a rhyme, it's about his goddamn car. You know the top 10 hottest in the fucking game? Well, 8 of them niggas fucking lame. It's a fucking shame how y'all put them on a pedestal. But I figure you ain't got nothing better to do.
You ain't got nothing better to do. What you hear right now, hit that like button. How y'all doing? Welcome. Welcome. Another episode. Shane Sunday. Damn Shane.
Shame.
Trying to keep my face in a functional manner. Piss me off putting this together. You know, the educators are supposed to protect. But it's Sunday. Y'all know what we're going to do today. I got some stuff to talk to y'all about. Got some solutions, some tips, some strategies for us to navigate through this world, the real world that the kids are living in. Shout out to hubby on the ones and twos. I appreciate you, the best moderator. Okay. He's mine. Shout out to everybody pulling up, popping in. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all. It's Sunday. Everybody got stuff to do. The end of the weekend, the start of the week. Y'all here with me, so I appreciate you. Everybody else in the building, appreciate you. It's gonna be a good one. Y'all better wake the hell up. Well, it's the vibe is in the building. And please, welcome. I appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Serpent X. All right now. Appreciate you. Okay. Hit the like button. If you're over in Mrs.SheSaid, it's going to be #shame to get Nightbot to drop your link in the chat. If you are over in Conscious Parenting 911, please #LIA so Nightbot can drop your link in the chat so we can support each other. You know, need y'all to listen, get some pen and paper, take some notes, pay attention to what's going on. It's crazy. Von Eric is in the building. That's his brother. That is the vibe is in the building. Over here in the Texas in the building. Mama Naz, 78 is in the building. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all pulling up with me. It's unique. If you got kids, man, you need to pull up and pop in, especially if they go to school. You need to pull up and pop in. You need to be conscious about what's happening in your community, with your school, with the administrators, the principals, the people who work there. The only way you can do that is by being present, asking questions, getting to know these people. They're strangers. You don't know them. You didn't do their applications or background checks. But this is where we are in this society. Where are the children truly protected? Ask it all the time. Haven't really got a great answer thus far. So that shows that we still need to be extremely conscious and protect them by any means necessary. All this, if they don't belong to me, it's not my business. You know, that has to change. That mindset has got us here over the last 35, 40 years. Mind your business. What's happening in our house, stay in our house. It's a lot of things that are very inappropriate that's happening in your goddamn house. And the children need to be saved. The fuck? There's a lot of neglect going on. You're not paying attention. Little babies are going and deleting grown people under your watch. Under your watch. I've done a lot of episodes. Y'all going to jail for the kids' crimes, children's crimes. Parents are going to jail. Administrators are going to jail. People directly involved who should have done something and did not, going to jail. Okay. And we still have an abundance of people throwing their hands up with the plausible deniability. Mothers are clueless as fucking hell. I am not going to accept that. I am sorry. Mother of 4 times over. You got to be a watchdog. Okay? And I actually got shamed for being a helicopter parent. So fuck y'all. My kids are awesome. You know what I mean? For watching too much. Oh, you hover too much over your kids. They ain't out deleting people and acting a fool and jumping on people's cars and twerking and shitting all over the place. Y'all doing too much. And you act like nobody can say something, but somebody gonna say something. That's why it's your responsibility to make sure your children go out into this world decent, so strangers don't have to whoop on their ass or knock them the fuck out or delete them or police drag them down the street. Y'all think it's a joke. So we in a third world country. People are starving. Most of y'all are malnutrition because of the food that's in the stores. But we don't want to talk about that. FDA, all kind of things that are very shameful here. We need to better speak up and speak out. Because the children are suffering. They are our future, and y'all are forgetting about them. Fuck y'all and y'all egos. Shit is draining. Y'all don't know how to get along with each other as grown adults. That's your problem. That's a problem. You need to look within you. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. It's a goddamn blame game. We ain't playing. Be accountable for your shit. We got to do a little better than what we've been doing. Y'all talk too much. Do some work. Do the work. Show the kids how to do the work. Build with them much more than what you have been doing. At least consider turning this shit off, turning that shit off, unplugging and hanging with your children. They're awesome. You didn't know? You know their favorite color? You know who's their best friend? Do you know that they have to lay in their bed for about an hour before they go to bed? Do they pray? Do you know your children?
Shame on you.
I don't think y'all do. Y'all say y'all do. Mother's Day is coming up shortly. They already throwing up these goddamn commercials and shit. Fuck y'all. Mother's Day need to be canceled. And if you are one that needs that, you're probably a bad mother. I said it. Clip it. Play it over again in your head. These fake trophy mothers. I'm tired. Y'all want all these accolades and you don't deserve it. The blame goes on everybody else when your children are not doing what they need to do, when your children can't read on grade level. When they go out and misbehave in the street, it's always somebody else's fault or a totally absent father who's never fucking been around. The shit is amazing. You are in possession of said child. You need to be more responsible. And especially you with ones who are under 10. This is neglectful. If nobody has told you, you being on social media or any type of these lives over 2.5 hours, it's neglectful. It's neglectful. It's a warning. Your children are being neglected. They cannot survive off of noodles and fucking chicken nuggets and french fries. Y'all are the cause of their illnesses and disorders that surface. Like, you have to be accountable for that to some degree. You feed them. You are the one to nourish their bodies. The blame goes everywhere else. But today we're going to talk about these educators, because I hope y'all know who's running your schools. Principals, careless principals, pedophiles, people who do not care about your children. And it is not all, absolutely not, but it's a large majority. And if you're not a conscious parent up in them schools being present, your child may be susceptible. We all been through it. There's been a lot of trauma when children go to school. 12 years? Oh, absolutely. They're going to experience a lot of it. Different types at different stages. And you need to be aware so you can build with them. Bring some context to what's going on. You know, even if you've been through it, express to them that you've been through it. Talk to them about how you've managed getting through it and overcoming. Because it's serious out here. And electronics, the phone, social media is raising these kids to where we have to have the government regulate it. So it's showing parents are not consciously regulating their children, disciplining their children, setting rules and regulations for their children to follow. Because we all know when you become an adult, we have a lot of rules and responsibilities as adults when we go out into this world. So we're not preparing them. But I hear the schools get a lot of blame. But can they truly be responsible for your goddamn child all the way through 12 years, a whole bunch of different people who have their own lives and own families? Y'all need to consider that shit. Because the stuff that's going on, y'all wouldn't believe. There's an abundance of articles and videos of people mishandling children. They're just mishandling these children. So I've come to the conclusion that many of y'all don't really care. You don't give a fuck. You don't. It is what it is. But I'm going to show y'all today. You're going to have a view of it today. Be a little conscious about it today. And maybe when you get around your nieces and nephews or your own children or around these teachers, you'll be a little bit more conscious and articulate with your questions and concerns about your child's education and well-being. Okay? Shame. It is a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. There's been a lot of it, you know. Shame, a loss of respect or esteem and dishonor. A person's actions or situation that brings a loss of respect and honor. It's crazy. You got to give definitions and shit. Probably got to give definitions to what honor and respect is, because everything's fucking conditional. Everything's conditional. But women scream they want conditional love, unconditional love. She is amazing to me. Educators are mandated reporters. Y'all are mandated reporters. There's a lot of stuff going on. When you see it, you got to say something. Went through all those years of going to get an education in early childhood, and I refuse to go into the schools, and it's not because of the children. It is all the red tape. It is the horrible parents who don't want to check themselves before they wreck their fucking kids. It's hard. A dialogue checked in. He said they fell out of love with their children. They don't enjoy the company of their kids. Yeah, I can believe that. But you know, again, we get excused because of postpartum, and you know, it's so draining to have children and be a mother and work and go to school and have all these other things. Well, we should have thought about that before we consciously made a choice to have these children. Come on, buckle up, grow some ovaries, and do what it needs to be done. I got a good question for you to ask. Okay. I'm telling my mom her Mother's Day is canceled this year. Like, you know, who cares? I'm a mother every day. Love me, admire me every fucking day, you know. I don't want kids, Mrs.SheSaid. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to you for knowing what you want and what you don't want. It's a forever job. And you can't put them back. A former administrator at Richneck Elementary School in Newport News, VA, where a first grade teacher was shot last year, has been charged with 8 counts of child abuse and neglect. So when I tell you adults are going to be charged with crimes, they're going to be charged. They're going to be charged for the crimes of our children. That's a serious thing. That is a serious thing. Did you guys hear about this article? Did you hear about this case? A young 6-year-old went into a classroom and shot the teacher. It's a lot of things that was discussed before that, but I want to talk about these kids, man. You know, y'all got to understand our educators are at the forefront of protection for our children, the good educators. Your children rely on them. Your children admire them. Your children talk to them a lot. So most of us grew up with that mentality. What happens in our house stays in our house. So I'm sure that's a repeated cycle that, you know, most of you have with your children, instead of having an open dialogue of what's okay to talk about and what's not okay to talk about. It's a conversation. It's a conversation that should happen over and over again. You have to prepare them for going into school and saying things that may be inappropriate. You have to prepare them. And it's not easy. It doesn't come with a book, but it does. There's a lot of books out there you got to read. I'm just saying. I don't like what the world is heading. I do want one. I'm just too alert You're too conscious of the world. Right. It's a lot of fear. Fear can, definitely create that dynamic of not wanting to bring a life into, this. I absolutely understand. There's a lot of lives, little kids who need love, from parents who are neglectful and who have been tossed into systems, Um, yeah. But I want to get into this video and show you your kids, man. They go to school and they talk a lot. They talk. Let me know if y'all getting some feedback from my microphone. I hear it on my end. I don't know if y'all are catching that. I got it. Kids talk.
Your kids come into the school every morning and tell us what you said to them. Good morning, baby. So when the babies come into school and we trying to figure out what they upset about, they're very verbal about what's going on. And 9 times out of 10, oh, mommy did X, Y, and Z. Daddy hurt me this morning. I'm having a rough morning because of X, Y, and Z. Not only are your kids telling us the big stuff, they're telling us the little stuff. Oh, I didn't get to eat breakfast because my mama was rushing me, or da-da-da-da-da. And it may not seem like big stuff to us because we're adults and we are like, oh, we have to go to work, we have to do X, Y, and Z, we got to get the kids out of the house, we have to hurry up. But it's really imperative to start your baby's mornings off slowly, especially when, like for me, I work at a behavioral therapy school. Changes in routine and things of that nature will throw those babies off completely. Now they struggling and we're having to reel them back to reality, which, cool, that's my job, but also it's putting a lot more stress on them than is needed this early in the morning.
Yes. The kids tell a lot, and to strangers. I've been a present parent, so we've had 3 kids, in and out of school and sitting at that cafeteria breakfast table and popping up at lunch and just being shocked that I'm there. So all the kids coming to talk and they tell it all. Parents got excuses for everything, and you can't take everything a child says. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but just be aware that your children are hungering for some type of attention. Okay. So when they don't have them phones, when they don't have those devices, they are starving for attention, and it's your responsibility to give it to them. So have those conversations. And if you're having rough mornings, because we went through that with the first child, and my husband told me, you got to find another way. You cannot be yelling at that child early in the morning. It's going to be a set off in the morning, but I was so comfortable with doing it. It wasn't like I was a monster, but still just yelling, period. It was a lot. So him having to check me, I had to consider. And then I made it a practice, and it became a better habit to not cause that type of drama for them early in the morning. So I can imagine, with all the stresses that we all have and the new devices of this time now, it's totally different. And a lot of you parents post it. Y'all go through these things and y'all actually post it on here. So we get to see the frustration, the aggravation, the lack of organization and structure for the kids. It's hard for them to transition. Okay. Kids have a hard time transitioning. That's something you as a parent need to know, and you need to know your child and find your balance in adjusting that with them, preparing them for the changes that's going to happen. In 10 minutes, this is going to happen. In 5 minutes, this is going to happen. Okay, now it's time for it to happen. Just in those small steps, consider that. Serpent chimed in. Do you think it was lack of communication skills for the children and the parents? Yes. If the children lack communication skills, the parents possibly lack communication skills, right? These are the first teachers. They are the first source of information of the world around them. So if you're not teaching them everything, that's a light, that's a bug, that's a wall, that's a mop board. This is what you do. Flip everything. Everything has to be, it gets draining. So that honeymoon phase, mothers, get past that shit. Don't stop. Give yourself grace, give your children grace, give the other parent grace as well, because this is not easy. It's not easy. But considering considering these kids is very important. You have to change your routine, your structure. Do that. They are not supposed to revolve their life around you. You are to revolve your life around them. So, selfish people shouldn't have children. It's a lot of ego. Whew. Child. Let me tell you, I know some bad parents. They may not think they are, but I know some bad parents. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey over almost 50 years, I have to say. And to be so close in the school and always being one of those welcoming parents, willing to assist, not bombarding anybody or, overstepping my boundaries, but offering a ear, a kind word, knowing when they're stressed or overwhelmed with their child, stepping in to assist. I've been that parent, but I've noticed that parents don't want to change. They do not. And mostly women, you guys don't want to change. Shout out to the ones who want to and consider their children.
Okay.
But fathers, y'all dropping the ball too. Y'all letting the shit happen on your watch. Wake up. I'll tell you to grow some balls. Ladies got to grow some ovaries. Stop letting these kids run over you. Get some control over them. But it's hard to control your children when you're a source of out of controlness. When you are out of control, how dare you try to control somebody else? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The kids are watching y'all. They learning it from you. They're like your little mini me's, right? That's what they say, babe. Every time, oh, I get to have me a mini me. They literally are. And it's hard to beat the you out of your kids. It's really hard to beat the you out of your kids. So train them up. You know you the best, right? You know you the best. Got to train them up. They learning from you. So watch what you doing around them. But let's get back to these horrible educators. Try to get off of y'all, but it's y'all fault to some degree. You gotta know these damn teachers. You gotta support them because they are the village educating your child's mind. So you are to support them, not challenge them, not beat them up. Like, it's amazing. Possible remedy. Let's steer conversations towards problem solving rather than finger pointing. Willing or able to see how your behavior affects others. Got to consider that, especially your children. Well, mothers have this mindset, nothing they do is wrong. We can yell and scream at them and act a fool because we feel it's okay. It's a rush for the night. They got to go to school. Everybody got to take showers, just all of this stuff. We think it's okay. We think it's okay. Shout out to the adults now who had those types of parents. They hated that shit.
Really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Yeah, a lot of trauma was created from, the screaming, out of control mother, who lacked emotional awareness, and then to drop of a dime, cry and use you as a vent pillow or a fucking therapist counselor. Like, that it affects your children. It affects your children. Watching you go through up and downs in relationships and all of that. Yeah, you think it doesn't. It affects them. Yeah. Roller coasters with your own parents and family and shit. Yeah, they see it all. Everything. Serpent chimed in. I made a video called Healing is Difficult. Related to this topic, people are afraid to change and heal. They don't know how. They don't know how. You don't even know where to begin. And if you're not searching for that knowledge, those people who have that wisdom to help you, you're going to stay stuck because that victim feels good. Some people, it's a driving force for them. It's amazing. But I don't think anybody walking this earth did not deal with any type of trauma. So, yeah, shout out to y'all if you've never had any trauma. You're one and unique human. What's the sound? Okay, I got this. All right, y'all. So yeah, parents say some crazy things to educators as well. I've been there, heard some nonsense. So let's listen to some of the educators. This young lady, I just followed her. She's an educator, and she gives some information, and it's amazing. You know, I appreciate her sharing. So be conscious, man, of the educators that are surrounding your children. Let's have a listen.
Crazy things parents say to me. Number one, don't worry about the other kids. Just make sure my kid get it. No, I have to make sure all the kids got it. All the kids are my responsibility. Two, and this one caught me real off guard. Do you talk to my baby daddy? Ma'am, the only time I've spoken to that man is to tell him about the negative behavior I've seen from your child. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Number three, if my kid act up in class, just beat him and send him back to... Ma'am, who are you talking to? Sir, who are you talking to? I'm not laying my hand on your child. Number four, why my baby grade so low? It's gotta be something you ain't doing. Wrong, it's something your child is not doing. Let's place the accountability where it needs to be, which is on your child. Or you.
Or you. Accountability is a motherfucker. It's like a disease. Goodness gracious. You play a big part in your children and how they behave when they go to school. Their willingness to learn, their willingness to sit quietly and maintain themselves for the time. Like it's you. It's you, I have to tell you. And if you have little children who have not entered school yet, have mock school at home at least a year before they go. Set up your home, and they're with you all day anyway, right? Set it up like they're going to school so they're familiar with how the day is going to go. You went to school. You don't remember? This shit is crazy. We all went to school. We know what happens, right? Yeah. Have mock trial days with your children before they go. It helps them prepare. Transitioning is really hard, and you don't want them to struggle. And we had that with the third one. The first two, we was on it, and as we got older, 20 years later, yeah, we were a little different. Didn't prepare. So that one has a little hard time transitioning through games, through activities, all of that. So yeah, it's a work. It's work. It's work. And it's going to always be work when you have children. And when you're married and you're building a family, it's going to always be work. That's what the elders feared to tell y'all. It's going to be work. What kind of work? Come on over. Conscious parenting. He said, she said, love and abundance. Man, we been trying to tell y'all. Okay. You know everything on Tuesday. Forget the weekend. And Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, please. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so the accountability is on the children and you, because this right here is just ridiculous.
People that say it's a quarter till this time, that shit has always angered me.
Why? That's some of those.
Okay, what's I didn't learn this till this year. A quarter doesn't mean 25 minutes. It's a 9:25, 9:25.
Completely wrong.
What is so? It's 15.
Correct.
What? Tell me how does that make sense? Explain that to me.
Because a quarter. You're thinking straight to currency.
Yes.
A quarter is a fourth. That's all a quarter is.
Well, okay.
A quarter is a fourth of anything. It's a fourth of anything. Don't think of the actual.
I don't understand that.
A fourth. A quarter of 10 is 2.5.
It's 2.5, 25. Where is this 15 coming? Yeah, where's 15 coming
60.
from?
An hour is 60 minutes. So if you break it into fourths, a quarter
25,
is 15.
50. When did we start speaking in currency? Like when I say it's $1.30 until 18, what am I supposed to it's $1.30 till noon? Who are we?
It's $1.30 till 18. If you fused currency and military time, people are gonna think you just walked out of a spaceship.
That's real deal right there. Yeah. That's understandable when the kids, are confused with that. Absolutely. And I try to do just what that man did. I try to clear it up, so they get it. Shout out to him. So a lot of people that don't know how to read an analog clock or really understand that same concept of, a quarter past, a quarter to. They literally think that to 25. But, technology has messed us up, right? Because most people don't have analog clocks in their home. Everything is digital. You probably don't even have a clock. Everything is with the phone, the alarm, all of that stuff. Yeah, get analog clocks, people, and teach them children how to read an analog clock. Even attempt to create a sundial outside and learn to tell time that way. It's YouTube can help you with that. Literally. That was a grown man, okay? You don't know what a quarter is. Fractions. And I don't find that funny. I really don't. It's kind of heartbreaking. I don't think we think, telling time is not important. Is that not important anymore? Huh? Or fractioning off food and anything? Just fraction. Oh, like, whew. That was unique. This is where we are. Everything is money. So why we don't care about the kids. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. And we do it with the pizza because Madison loves pizza. So money, man, it stops him from thinking, but he got a show, asking questions and, here we are. We had a particular era we grew up in, media and TV, gave us a view of a lot of our communities. A lot of us lived in these kinds of communities, but some people didn't. So when they got to see it, it's like, dag, was that real life? Yeah, it was absolutely real life. I got a clip from Lean On Me. Shout out to Joe Clark. Yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all with this real quick because it's relevant today. It's absolutely relevant today. But our educators, again, have a lot of excuses. The red tapes and the system and all these regulations. Their hands are tied. And I've literally watched it. I went to school and got a degree, and by that third semester, I'm like, nigga, this ain't gonna work. I still go to school. I can still teach the kids and love them in the community and all that, and be a present parent in the school PTA, all that. But I can't. To make money and a little bit of money they want to pay educators for all of that. It's amazing, but we need this type of effort and grit and concern and consideration and inspiration.
What's your excuse? All right. How many hours do you spend preparing your lesson plans? How often?
Everybody is somebody. Who is some?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
If we didn't move here to Baltimore City 7 years ago, I probably wouldn't believe that, these communities are in the despair that they are in. I probably wouldn't believe it. I'd probably be like, yeah, nah, I don't believe that. I wouldn't believe that. Nah, mothers ain't dressing their daughters like whores and, extensions all the way down their back. And, I'm talking about middle schoolers with the goddamn, nails and the eyelashes and little babies. Little babies got, like long extensions and shit. Like, it's amazing to me. So I wouldn't believe it if I'm not seeing it, honestly. I would be like, you're you kidding, right? This not real. Everything y'all be like, that ain't real. That ain't really happening. Yeah. The schools here are shit. And everything he is saying is exactly what this city needs. It's not just the city. It's the news. It's not just designated to Baltimore. They talk shit about Baltimore, but the other communities are going through the same thing. The Hartford and this other county. And yeah, the kids are not thriving. It can't just be the fucking schools. Y'all gotta be kidding. It's a big part. Absolutely. But the parents are dropping the ball. Y'all dropping the ball. And y'all don't want to hold yourself accountable. Imagine how much shame that they are feeling, the hopelessness that they are feeling of being invisible in their own fucking homes due to technology and y'all not being present. It's everywhere. It's a talking point. It's a talking point. The foster care system is full. So mothers are failing. But y'all don't talk about that. Right? Gotta always turn the candle to the men. It's our job to build societies, build nations. You want to talk about leading? You're supposed to lead these goddamn children. You heard me? Lead these goddamn children. Shit. You don't care about them kids and get mad at me for pointing it out. Nah, I care about your kids more than you do. That's the worst part. But after I show you what I'm going to show you today, I hope that it would make you a little bit more confident to go and be a present person in the school, regardless of whatever fucking regulations they got telling you you can't pull up and pop in as a parent. Bullshit. Y'all soft. Y'all soft. I don't even know what to tell you about that. They want to drop a bomb. Let me show y'all what's going on here. Because, these parents is unique. I cannot believe that a 6-year-old was emotionally capable and conscious enough to seek out their parents' pistol, take it to school, and delete their teacher. Or not, teacher didn't die, but shot the teacher. 6-year-old, a 6-year-old, y'all. She ain't even been in school 2 years. This.
For the second time in exactly 1 month, Virginia mother Deja Taylor has been sentenced on charges related to a shooting, but not.
Listen, he couldn't take no more. He ain't even been in school that long. This shit is crazy.
For the second time in exactly 1 month, Virginia mother Deja Taylor has been sentenced on charges related to a shooting, but not because she pulled the trigger. Her 6-year-old son did in January at Richneck Elementary in Newport News. The state of Virginia charged Taylor with 1 count of felony child neglect. Prosecutors say she left her gun unlocked and in reach of her first grader, who then took the weapon to school in a backpack, where authorities say he shot his teacher, Abby Zwerner, wounding her in the hand and chest. Taylor pleaded guilty to 2 federal charges earlier this year related to the case, including that she used drugs while possessing a firearm. She was sentenced to 21 months in November. At that time, Taylor's attorney said his client was incredibly remorseful.
She's filled with guilt, and at no time did she intend or foresee the consequences of what she did.
Friday afternoon, Taylor was sentenced on the state child neglect felony charge after pleading guilty last month. Prosecutors say her young son, whom they describe as having extreme emotional issues, will not be charged. Zwerner has filed a $40 million lawsuit alleging Newport News Public Schools and administrators ignored warning signs and the child's history of random violence. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Try to tell y'all, parents is being charged. And that was a little slap on the wrist. Crumbly's got 15 years. This is a baby. How stressed could this 6-year-old be? And all the blame is on the school? They said the child had emotional problems, disturbances or whatever they could blame on the child. But mother's not at fault. Family's not at fault. Is it just coding it in his DNA to be a bad child? This is what we're saying. Nothing was going on. Mom didn't seek any help. Why send your child to school if they're so disruptive? I'm confused. We have to consider these things. You're putting other people's children in fucking harm because your child act the fool. This is why she's going to jail, because you put other people's children at harm. Your child put other people's children at harm. Most of these classrooms hold 20 to 25 children. That is horrible. So sending your child who has all kind of emotional issues, and we have to consider homeschooling. Keep your child safe. Keep your child safe. You educate them. You show them the world around them. You teach them. They don't have to go to school. That's the thing. They don't have to go to school. And you're putting your child in harm because these educators are not prepared to deal with these children's emotional uproars, their tantrums. They're not prepared for that. They don't teach you that to get a goddamn degree. They don't. They teach you that for jail or detention centers and shit. But they don't. These educators are not prepared for that. They are prepared to empathize and inspire your children, not chokeholds and shit. But this is where we are. And yay, hey love, welcome. I appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Sad. This is a sad day. This is a sad day that we are in, that these children are this disturbed, this hurt, this traumatized, where they feel the need to pull a gun and shoot. Take it to school. Now the younger teens, the 20-year-olds, yeah, I can understand to some degree. But our 6-year-old babies, and mommy ain't to blame. Daddy not being around ain't to blame. I don't even know if daddy's not around. But the family that's supposed to be cultivating the village, that is supposed to be cultivating this child, didn't care enough. There's not an uncle that can say, yo, you out of control. Let me bring you over here for a week. Do some push-ups. Like, we got to do different things with our kids. We got to go back to the old day. Discipline. Discipline is really important. Structure, push-ups, sit-ups, clean up. Dish night. No TV after 8 o'clock. No electronics after 5. You can't even touch it if your homework ain't done. And I need to see it and check it. Y'all running houses like that? Or do you say, how's school? Good. Okay. You did your homework? Yep. Okay. And then they get all the way to fucking high school. Senior year. And the principal hits you up, talk about, your child's failing, right? You know they're not going to graduate. They don't have no credits. They need like 29 credits out of 40. And it's the school's fault. Y'all need to grow up. Grow up. It ain't the school's your fault. It's
Shame.
fault.
Shame. Shame.
And now the way technology is set up, they have Schoolology and everything goes through here. Grades is in there. Everything is in there. Messages from the teacher, from each particular teacher, their phone number, their email, all of it. Everything's there. You can even click on the assignment and look at the shit. Don't play with me. Even for the little people. Everybody got a Schoolology or some type of setup. They're prepared. If shit shut down, your kids will go right back to virtual. So I'm saying consider, especially when your child has special needs, consider homeschooling. Why do they have to go to school? It's not mandated. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory that they experience trauma. Okay? It's not. Most of us been to school, and if you experience trauma, why put your child through that? Is it a way of passage? Do you all think they're going to experience some type of Grease scenario movie? Experience of school? Most kids don't have a good time. They don't like it. Start considering that, because the principals are failing. The kids are out of, your child ain't safe. You don't know what's going on with another child in the class. A little child, pre-K, might come in with a blade because they done seen something, learned something, saw something. I don't think you really even know anything about a gun, right? But boys, y'all give them play guns and water guns so early. Give them a book. Give them a book and a goddamn easel with some paint and shit. Stop doing that. You're going to teach them the right way, the responsible way, so they're fully aware. Okay? It's amazing. But not only is the mother charged, the assistant principal as well. Let's listen.
Ebony Parker is facing 8 felony counts of reckless care for a child. She was indicted by a special grand jury on March 11th. The documents were just unsealed today. The court documents read that Parker showed a reckless disregard for human life. Parker resigned on January 25th, 19 days after the shooting. In a $40 million lawsuit by Abby's Werner, the teacher who was shot, Parker, is named. Their lawsuit claims on the day of the shooting, Parker was warned several times the 6-year-old boy, who had behavioral problems in the past, may have had a gun. The lawsuit states Parker would not allow the boy to be searched, insisting, quote, his pockets were too small to hide a handgun. We heard from Zwerner's legal team, who said in a statement, quote, these charges are very serious and underscore the failure of the school district to act to prevent the tragic shooting of Abby Zwerner. The school board continues to deny their responsibility to Abby, and this indictment is just another brick in the wall of mounting failures and gross negligence in their case.
Failure, 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 all around, all around. Teachers come to principals and assistant principals with concerns. They are to step in. Shout out to all the educators I grew up with, because goodness gracious, like they come to your house, like Joe Clark. Who's here? Oh. Actually, community word. Elementary school, you watch her go grocery shopping and help her take her groceries home. You know what I mean? We got to get back to that, y'all, because we are failing our children. They are not safe. Yes, that's so awesome. Yes. He said you're not supposed to be practicing being a drug dealer. Like you out here practicing being a drug dealer. You need to practice this. That's what he wrote on the nigga report card. Let me still be talking to some of his educators. Shout out to y'all. Beautiful thing. We had some awesome educators, you know. So, and I know there are awesome educators out there. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. We need more of you guys. But going to college does not prepare you for these modern day children. And it definitely doesn't prepare you for the parents. Doesn't. There's definitely some links in the chats. You put them in there? No, they just here. It's for the article about the assistant principal being indicted, you know, because like I said, I've been telling y'all, you know, parents are going to start getting charged. Adults are going to start getting charged for the crimes of these children. Yeah. Detention centers are full. The foster care systems are full. Whose fault is it? Can't keep blaming the system. It's your fault. It's your fault. The family's fault. The sister's fault. The cousin's fault. Mama, uncle. Everybody. Getting these kids' lives, you got to be involved. We know it's hard. Kids are the new women. They are not getting charged no more. They charging them. They charging them. They charging everybody else too. That 6-year-old in particular is not getting charged. They're charging these kids. Your babies is going to jail too. But it is a sad day. We need some Joe Clark type mentality, effort, and men need to come back into the school. We need more men educators, you know, but it seems like they're only welcomed if they seem feminine. I'm not even gonna lie. They rampant here, but a lot of them seem quite feminine, you know, even if that's just an act. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. It's just what I see. Shout out to the good educators though. Yeah, it was a straight disregard for life. I got a little short clip. A little bit more about that principal.
Latest in the Richneck shooting investigation, the former Newport News assistant principal has posted bail after a grand jury believes she contributed to the Richneck Elementary School shooting, or that there was enough evidence to prove that. The former administrator is Ebony Parker, who was indicted with multiple child abuse charges. Those charges were filed nearly a month ago, and today court paperwork says Parker made bail. 10 on Your Side's Camaria Bray has more from the Newport News courthouse.
Ebony Parker faces 8 charges for child abuse and disregard of life. And attorneys for Abby Zwerner and families of students that were in the school at the time of the shooting say this is allegedly about what she didn't do. Ebony Parker is a former educator who now has criminal charges. The direct indictment says on or around the day of the shooting, Parker was responsible for children under 18 years old. It says she, quote, feloniously did commit a willful act or omission in the care of such students. It goes on to say her actions were, quote, reckless disregard for human life. A lawsuit filed by Abby Zwerner says Parker had no response, refusing to even look up when Zwerner expressed her concerns about the boy having a weapon. The lawsuit also says Parker stated his pockets were too small to hold a handgun, and she did nothing. If found guilty, Parker could face up to 40 years in prison. I'm Kamaria Bray in Newport News, 10 on your side.
Whew, 40 years. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time, man. Endangering the lives of these babies. Man, y'all better start doing the right thing. The law is going to start charging y'all. Put too many lives in jeopardy by ignoring shit. Good God. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up!
Alexander X. Yeah, it only took 10 seconds to lock up the weapon. Yeah, that's it. It's careless women. What you need the gun for? What you need the gun for in the house? Y'all doing too much. Doing too much. But not doing enough. The fuck? Y'all heard about George Kenny? He's another principal.
A Florida school board is paying $600,000 to settle a bizarre case involving a high school principal who hypnotized students, 3 of whom died. George Kenny hypnotized as many as 75 students and staff members from 2006 until 2011. He says to help ease their anxiety. School district officials warned him to stop, but he continued the practice without getting parents' permission. In 2011, 3 students died within days of hypnosis. Brittany Palumbo and Wesley McKinley committed suicide, and Marcus Freeman was in a fatal car crash, apparently after self-hypnotizing, a technique the principal had taught him. Kenny pleaded no contest to misdemeanor charges of practicing hypnosis without a license and served 1-year probation. The family of each student who died will receive $200,000.
Where are the children safe? Where are they protected?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
The audacity of this man hypnotizing the kids. Like, sir, they don't teach us that. They didn't teach us that in getting a degree for educating children. Hypnosis, sir. It's a lot of creeps running around. Man, you got a school like 1,000 kids. You have what, 100 to 200 teachers, administrators. No Child Left Behind gave an open window for parents to know what the fuck is going on, right? You know that? That's what that's about. Okay. You have the right to know how they're spending the budget. You have the right to know the credentials of the principal and everybody in the goddamn school. You can go in there and ask for the principal's resume. I'm serious. This is the advocacy that we need for our children. You putting them somewhere where they are guaranteed to be traumatized within 12 years. Within 12 years, guaranteed. Essayed, possible, probable, highly probable. And we know this because, you know, we all went to school. And it ain't no Teen Beach movie shit. You know what I mean? And heard some horrible stories, right? Mine wasn't too bad, but, you know, if somebody else heard my story, they would be like, holy shit. But in my eyes, it's like, that's just the community I came from. And, you know, I didn't get bashed upside my head, so I was lucky. But real deal. Getting stuck up out in the street by gunpoint from a crackhead, you know, 12, 13 years old. Stuff is rough. It's no joke, you know? But being aware of that type of stuff, We know the world that's out there, so it's our job to protect our children. We're dropping the ball, like, and I'm going to keep showing. I'm going to keep showing y'all, and I'm going to keep pointing a finger, and I'm going to keep judging because the fucking kids need me to. When we outside, I gotta check. I gotta check adults. Like it's real deal. But some shit is just unacceptable, especially around the kids. But we don't care. We don't care. We think it's okay. Hypnotizing them. Yeah. A lot of kids, they'll probably come in his office, so kind of stress. All right, well, let me do a little hypnosis on you. And one kid, he learned how to do it himself. Did it to himself. His families are struggling. The loss of their children. Endangering their children. And I think, again, the educators and administrators in there, they all know the susceptibility of these kids. They know. There's a lot of groomers in school. You wouldn't believe. Them female educators have been screwing these little boys for a long time. If you look that shit up, you wouldn't believe how many women educators are sitting in jail for fondling some damn kids. And it's not just boys. Shame. They're fucking daughters too. Shame. The real shame is that women only hear you when you say shame in regards to behavior of other women. Should be a gang of mothers being adults and sharing this message, but #shame. Should be a slew of mothers right behind me. Shame. But they busy raising their babies. I was grown. I got a little time. It's a little different. But when they was little, I was absolutely disciplined. I didn't want to hang out. I don't want to be all partying, none of that shit. Now I'm going to be right here with my kids, my husband, taking care of home, raising family, educating myself better because I know they're growing up. They're growing up. And I got to keep educating myself so I can keep educating them. Yeah. So y'all hear about George Kenny. I'm telling you, do some background checks of these people, the teachers that your, children are around, the educators. It's okay. Do a little research and you can ask them. It's your right to know that they have the right credentials to be where they are and have the position that they have, making the money that they're making and overseeing your fucking kids. Shit. You better check the sex registry, the sex offender registry. 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius, put your zip code in, check it. Y'all be sleeping on these women because it's a whole bunch of women up there too. Y'all be leading the pack and y'all get slaps on the wrist. This is why the statistics aren't equaling out. The men take the blame and go to jail. The women walk lots of the time. And they had direct hands in it. Who they gonna take? That's true. Yeah. That's something we always talk about. So yeah, absolutely. In the chat, let me know. If there was a situation, if you had a hustler, and there was a whole bunch of drugs and whatever the case in the house, and police ran up in there and it was a thing, and everybody's just taking the blame. If you're in the car and there's a gun in the car, who's taking the blame? Who's taking the blame? 1 for the girl or 2 for the man? Yeah. Who's taking the blame? 2 for him, 1 for you. Yeah, I know what that is. I watched it happen. I was just telling her, again, we grew up in a certain era, so we got to see a lot of stuff, right? So when there was times when there was raids and, and women are there. The women are there. They are directly involved. That they, directly involved, but the women get let go. The women get let go. Two, the man. Okay, the man. Yeah, so that's why I always tell husband, they talk about these statistics. Yeah, it's swayed because most men are going to take the jail time They're going to let their woman rock out so they can be on the outside taking care of them. Like, come on. Whether. Right. And now she got to take care of him too. Yeah. And take care of her. Right. That's amazing. Yeah. And these are all kind of conversations to have with your young daughters too, so they know if they're dealing with a foolish man, these types of things can occur, and you don't want them to be in that type of situation, but they need to be aware that you can go to jail too. They're not going to always slap on the wrist. I know some who have absolutely had to go to jail with their man. You got caught up, you're going to jail. You have to be mindful of that. So I realized that at like 17, I was like, yeah, I can't deal with no more drug deal. Like, this is not something I can consciously do because I don't want to do bids. I don't want to get caught up with you, be the wrong bullet. That life is, but when that's all so I understand when y'all had these conversations, people don't know no better. We do. It's just hard to change. It's hard to go the other path, right? Fuck that, because we know better. I ain't want to hear that shit. Way technology is and all this information we got in front of us of the world, nah, we ain't gonna play that game. Y'all keep playing that game, but over here, Mrs.SheSaid, we don't play that game. You fucking know better. And if you don't, as a young woman, it's your mama's fault. I got to blame your mama.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Nikki used to date drug dealers. Yeah. That's what I mean, man. Yeah. Everybody changing life, doing the right thing, families and shit. Like, I have to say, come on now. Homie don't play that. Yeah, I don't play that. Man, I was young, 24. Yeah, they young. You grown. I got some more for y'all, and it's gonna be a trigger warning. But y'all heard about George Kenny, Miss Parker, the principal, Deja Taylor, the mother. Shit is crazy. It's crazy. Let's just click the button.
We'll begin our newscast tonight with breaking news. A Johnson City school principal is behind bars right now. Good evening, Twin Tiers. I'm Trina Catterson. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. 55-year-old Daniel Robert Erickson of Greene, New York, has been arrested for rape of a victim under the age of 17, as well as luring a child to a vehicle. Erickson currently serves as the principal at Johnson City Middle School. Erickson was taken into custody on July 7th and is currently in the Broome County Correctional Facility. Information is very limited at this time, but we will bring you updates both on air and online as soon as more information is made available to us.
Yeah, check that story out, because I think it might have been his adult son. Yeah. Daniel Erickson. Shout out to our fucking educators, man. Look them up. This is all warnings, because this has been going on, man, for a long time, But to have the news and, the articles and these things be, at our fingertips, the knowledge is power. This is the only way for us to protect our children. We got to get rid of these creeps and listen to the children, because educators get passed around just like, bad preachers and, yeah, they just get passed to another school. So y'all going to start going to jail for passing around these bad educators, knowing they are causing harm to the children. You're doing too fucking much. You're doing too goddamn much. Damn. This is George Mandela's. Say hello to George, y'all.
Waiting to learn more from state police about a situation in the Knock School District involving the elementary school principal.
Right now, he is on administrative leave for failing to report an incident of suspected child abuse after he was allegedly told about it several times. Now, Brianna Smith is joining us live from Butler County now with new details from court paperwork. So, Brianna, what have you learned?
Well, David and Erica, state police say that the Knock Primary School principal is a mandated reporter because of his job and is legally required to report suspected child abuse. And because he failed to do so, he's now facing criminal charges. State police say Gregory Mandalis learned about the allegations back in August. His then 19-year-old son, Matthew, is accused of sexually abusing a 6-year-old girl. The court documents state Matthew even admitted to doing it to Mandalis. They also say Mandalis was told about the incident many times over 22 days, but still failed to tell police. The school district solicitor says they were notified about the charges on Monday, and Mandalis was placed on administrative leave.
I want to emphasize that, the school district, their utmost concern is the safety and security of their students. So this was obviously a very serious matter when they learned of it, and their first response was to make sure that the students of the school district are safe and secure. So they took appropriate action and will continue to take appropriate action as this process works its way through.
That they filed charges against Gregory Mandalis. Essentially, they want him to report suspected child abuse on his own son to authorities.
White said mandated reporters are for adults in certain professions, such as healthcare or education.
If they suspect some sort of child abuse in any capacity, whether or not it's in their employment capacity, or I guess in this case, whether they're at home, they are legally obligated to report that suspected child abuse to law enforcement or Children and Youth Services.
According to the criminal complaint, Gregory Mandalis kept the allegations to himself.
What the Attorney General's office is essentially doing is pitting his son against, his father within the home, and it concerns me about the sanctity of the home. I mean, that's not why the law was written, in my opinion. But obviously, that's going to be up for a judge to decide.
Well, man, oh man. So it's this creep whose son he ignored. The thing about being a mandated reporter, like there is no statute of limitation, like in time frame, so even if it was 20 years later, that man can still be held accountable. Like you were told, something's going on, but you want to keep your child safe, right? So it's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame, man. They're not safe. They're not safe, and I hate that these are, they're getting persecuted after the fact. These children have to go through something. They're being hurt. It's never going to go away. Like that trauma is there forever. And it's our job to prevent that. It's our job to make sure those types of things don't happen. In a society where freaking 7 out of 10 girls are molested and 6 out of 10 boys. I mean, we need to be diligent. Y'all need to be extremely diligent when it comes to that. Everybody's a fucking creep until they're not a creep. Yeah, if one thing I remember about my not present father is him having an uproar at a fucking birthday party. Coming to the birthday party, I had to been like 4 years old, and he came into that birthday party, and I was sitting on my uncle's lap or close to or kind of on his goddamn knee, and he had a fit. I can't remember the words verbatim, but it was about to be a fight. He was ready to fight my mama and all that. That's something that really sticks out in my brain. That man was protecting me. I don't have my daughter sitting on nobody motherfucking lap. The fuck? You know what I mean? So that's something that really sticks in my head. So shout out to Pops Too Sweet, for trying to leaving that image in my mind, because that was the way we were with our daughters. I ain't play that. Don't be standing in between nobody's legs, none of that. So you have to be really open and transparent with your children. Don't let the fear stop you from having the conversations, because they need to be had. They need to be had. Facts. They think money is top value. They'll change the ways when they freedom on the line. Mm-hmm. Mandated reporters. Many of y'all are. See something, say something. It depends. Nope. Mandated reporters. Nope. Everybody's different. Mandated reporters. Yeah. And if you know, you're supposed to say something. The kids who told you when they get older, they can come back and sue you. Do you know that? I did a whole show about it. Yep, you better go check it out. Mandated reporters. A child come and confides in you about something happening to them and you do nothing. Oh yeah, you can get in trouble later. You're not even the person who did it. Yeah, mandated reporter. There's no statute of limitation of time, okay, for that to happen. Trigger warning, sis, if you in here, I don't know if you want to see this next video. So you might want to pull away out of there. But trigger warning. Let it play. That one right there.
A wave of betrayal ran through me, and I haven't stopped fighting for him since that moment.
That's how Jess felt when she watched a video showing her son Dax being hit repeatedly by a Littleton Public Schools employee while he rode the bus. Horrific abuse he couldn't even tell her about.
Dax has severe autism and is completely nonverbal. He relies solely on us as his parents and caregivers to protect and support his needs.
Instead, Jess and her husband Devin, along with parents of 2 other special needs children who rode that bus, say more than half a year of unexplained bruises, cuts, and other injuries likely came from abuse by a paraprofessional on the bus.
Dax came home with enormous bruising all over his thighs, arms, ribs, and underarm area, as well as his clavicle.
From October through March, the children's injuries included a fractured foot, bloody ear, and missing tooth.
How dare you fail my son in such an astonishingly preventable way?
In January, the kids' school alerted the district to parents' concerns. Emails show Littleton Public Schools reviewed a couple of videos from the bus, but parents say the abuse continued.
They took my trust and they spit on it. My sweet and loving son. Had been being beaten.
They know this because in March, Jess watched this video at the Littleton Public Schools Transportation Hub showing the abuse.
Because although it is hard to watch, that is what my child has endured for months.
After Jess saw the video, Englewood police started investigating. An arrest affidavit for Tiara Jones shares disturbing details of multiple assaults.
They had notice and they ignored it. This wasn't one person who failed. This was failure. The family will sue if Littleton Public Schools does not hold itself fully accountable for this utter, complete, traumatic failure.
The army of moms and dads behind me will never stop advocating for our children to be safe and loved by the adults that we trust with them.
Wake up!
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, that one to get you really upset. But I have a different perspective. All of it's wrong. But just to hear these parents, sit up here and the child is nonverbal and, can't say anything, why is the child going to school this little? Why do we feel such a need to send our children away? And, there's no guarantee of their safety. Because it's an individual thing. Humans harm humans. That woman was harming that child. And a lot of those other kids. The system didn't do anything. Those people, those direct people did that. But when you talk about a 6-month period of pictures of bruises and, unexplained this and that, like, yeah, that'd be the last fucking time my child is going. You understand? We have to be more diligent. We can't keep allowing traumas to happen to especially our nonverbal, our children with special needs. Somebody stay home. 2 parents in the home, consider not sending the child. I don't understand. The child is nonverbal, so probably won't be having those social activities. Like I'm a little confused, and I've worked many years, 7 or 8 years with the ARC, with adults with special needs, all the way up TBI, highly functional, all the way down to total care. And it was an extreme amount of rules and regulations. I've gotten 2 people fired for just neglect, just not doing their job. I'm going to speak up because these people have nobody to speak up for them. But again, I worked with adults and it's a different thing, So seeing children being sent off to places, knowing they can't say anything, express themselves, or, that people are really treating them well. I'm just a little taken aback on why so many people who have children with special needs depend on stuff like that. Like she said, it's a slew of parents behind her. Parents must come together. Another comfortable family. Y'all can share time, some things like that. But when you depend on the system, you know how much red tape, how many valued outcomes they have for each individual child that comes in there. The people they pay to come in there to take care of your children, you think they care? You think they went to school and got a college degree and they are empathetic and they understand each individual child? No, they don't. They sit down and have a job interview and any person can come in there and take care of your child. Not everybody is good. Let me tell you. So to come to this city and see all these beautiful children and to hear that they have to go through these things, I'm a little, why y'all sending them there? Consider that. We need to have a different mindset of the script that we want to have for these kids. Because that is unacceptable. When looking for that lady, she in jail. She in trouble. The whole school is in trouble because a lot of the kids are being abused. So, again, this is a cry out for y'all to wake the fuck up because your children do not have to be traumatized in school. Be an advocate. Be present. What took them so long? Shout out to Eda Man Williams. Great Pillars in the building. All right, now, I appreciate y'all pulling up, popping in. What took them so long? Like I said in the beginning, you probably wasn't here. Parents are pussy. Parents are fucking pussy. That's what I'm saying. They've been told they don't have a voice, so they go in there with no authoritative. No. What happened to my child? Here's the video. Because nowadays, most of these facilities have video. But again, it's a whole lawsuit. Everybody's going to get some money. But are we consciously, not all, but are some consciously putting their children in harm? Indirectly or directly. This place ain't shit. You heard some of the other parents talking, and you still send your child there every day, get on the bus every day to go be hurt. Again, being conscious. I used to strip some of my clients when they came home because I didn't trust some of the people, especially certain particular guys. My guy Bill, I had to do that because I know how he got, and he's annoying, and some caretakers can get frustrated and be aggressive with him. I've seen it, So some of them you have to know how to handle, in a more gentle way. So I was one of those faces of reason to get them to stop screaming and yelling and calling people bitches and stuff like that. Yeah. So, it could be really an 81-year-old white man. Yeah. It was quite unique. But I knew what was going on, and I knew people, you can just tell by some of the people how they act that they don't really care for him. So yeah, I definitely did that. quite a few times. So shout out to me, man, because I care about this. I care about these people. I can't.
We gotta find somebody that's down for hers, man. All these girls sipping, man. Who you think fit the category? Category.
Our nonverbal babies, man, they can't say nothing. Stop sending them everywhere. It's not a script you have to fulfill, man. They get all the love and nurture at home, educate them from home. I think I had that discussion with hubby before, just the difference of me taking care of all those elders, who've had special needs. And I mean, they were from maybe 35 all the way up. I think my oldest consumer was 87. So to watch them be, respectful, and when, like I said, Bill, he needed to be checked and redirected a lot. But a lot of them were well behaved, conscious of their situation, even the ones who weren't functional. So, I don't see a form of aggression needed, to handle our guys. But there's some institutions that some of the guys who are a little bit more difficult have to live in. Those people are not kind, okay? They're kind of like living in prisons, for real. So there's no advocacy for what's going on. If you've never heard of the Willowbrook, just Google, who was it, Donahue and the Willowbrook back in like the 70s. It's unique how people with special needs were treated. And, I'm appreciative of all of the resources that we have now in abundance. So people who do have children with special needs, there's an abundance of resources. And if you do not know, Red Lipstick Vibes is an advocate. She is a mother of a child who has autism. Shout out to Caleb. Putting down some information. It's got a whole bunch of information for parents and families who have children who have special needs. There's a lot of resources out here for you guys, and the best care comes from the family. And if it can stay in the family, keep it in the family, because these facilities don't give a fuck about your kid. It's another check, and it's real. I'm gonna keep it real funky with you. But if you find someplace good and caring, share that information. Share that information with everybody because these kids need to be where they are cared for and not fucking tolerated. Autism Awareness Virtual Symposium, April 21st through May 3rd. And it's hosted by our sister, Red Lipstick Vibes. Look at that picture. Ooh, child. That is nice. It's going down. It's a lot of information out here. We got a lot of families who have children with special needs, and sometimes it gets frustrating and overwhelming. You don't know what to do or where to go, who to talk to. We're here. Yeah. Get some of this love, get some of this knowledge and wisdom, so our kids can have the best outcome possible. It's supposed to be better than us. It's supposed to build a society and a village better for them, so they can have the best outcomes. It's not about us. And I don't see y'all there, so we need to get back there. Still talking about yourselves, and y'all can't get a boyfriend or a fucking girlfriend. Something wrong. No. Yeah, good luck. That's all I can say is good luck. Whew.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Listen. These are educators, man. Y'all gotta be on the watch. Be diligent. Ask them questions. Again, you can ask for their goddamn resume. Principal, assistant principal, counselors, nurse, any of them. It's your responsibility. Okay? If they give you pushback, go to the board of ed. It's not okay. It's not okay. You have a responsibility as a parent. You need all the information that you can possibly get. And you don't wait on it. Something happened to your kid, deal with that shit right then and there. Don't wait on it. Principal number, like the main administrators, have their direct numbers, have their information. So you don't have to play this phone tag with people, What's this last video I got here? How y'all doing out there? I appreciate y'all chilling with me today. I hope y'all on the watch, man, because it's getting unique out here. As y'all see, there's some thumbnails up there. Gonna be some more coming up soon, and I might flip flop it and just pop up on y'all real quick because this is shame. God damn. We're gonna talk about it right on over here whenever I feel like it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's getting hot. Kids is coming outside. Stop sending these babies out here half naked. Stop it.
Are fathers raising their daughters to be wives?
So let me spin on the father-daughter thing. I don't know if many fathers are raising their daughters to be wives. They're not. They don't even want them fucking. So let alone trying to raise them to be a wife, because you know that wrapped around your finger thing, it you know, it's gonna navigate its way into her husband. You understand what I'm saying? That mindset of I can manipulate and get whatever I want from my daddy, which is my husband, you know, by whining or poking my lip, or, you know, it's just those ways of manipulation that girls learn early through their daddy. Like you said, you're lucky to have me because I'm going to pay for this and I'm going to do that. So you don't need a man. So you have a lot of these women who did have fathers, great fathers, but they're going to lack in being a wife because their father was always there to pick shit up and do everything fucking for them. You know, so to some degree, you got to be conscious of that. You are creating this young woman to be a wife one day. And she's going to have to be able to take some correction from her husband with love and nurture, and you're going to want her to be able to do that successfully. So she learns through you. You understand? She's learning through you first. So there will be times you're going to have to put your foot down and say, this is what I expect from you. And there are no exceptions because I am your father. I created this life for you. Everything you have, the mind that you have, who you are today, right now, is because of me. And that's what they need to learn to respect. Because as a wife, I'm sitting here, the person I am, because of him. Not my damn daddy at all. And I had to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? And not many women are going to have a man to show them that much grace and knowledge and willingness to teach and guide me with love and kindness. Like that was something I couldn't ask for anything more. So money is nothing of value to me. His presence, his time, his patience, his mind, his heart, how he gives to his children. I mean, that means to me so much more than any money could possibly mean. So we do have to do a job at empowering you gentlemen as fathers to not create that type of passive relationship with your daughters, because it's going to be very hard for them to go out into the world and have a successful relationship with a man, because they're going to think they're supposed to get their way all the time.
Yes.
Unhealthy, because it's not realistic. And when they start having children, it may even be worse because they're so fucking selfish. I see so many grown women now, they're so selfish. It's so hard for our societies to get better because women are self-centered. They don't care about anybody else but themselves. And it is showing in the children, in our society, in the schools. Like, we're not a part of anything. We just want to work and get the bag and had a car and had a hand and nails. And our girls are following suit.
Coach Harris, I want to trickle down with the saying that it's so spot on.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to all the fathers that was in the park today. I always got to point it out to them because I be like, y'all don't know where they be talking about daddies ain't involved, because they here in Baltimore. Shit. Let me tell you. I see them out in the park with their kids more than the women. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. And they interact. When the women come to the park, they sit and be on their phone majority of the time. Majority. Maybe like 3 that come and interact with the kids.
Are fathers raising their daughters to be wives?
So let me spin on the father-daughter thing. I don't know if many fathers are raising their daughters to be wives. Yeah. Y'all all got that tone too.
This guy was going around asking women, and mostly black women, asking these women, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a broke guy who's still a father and who's at home, you know, and around for your kids, but he broke? Or would you rather have a financially stable man and pay the child support? My heart is racing, y'all. Do you know every last one of these bitches said that they would rather have the check? Every one of them bitches said they would rather have the check. I get the check. It's not a big check, but I get the check. I give anything to have my kids' daddy at home. Anything. Anything, bro. You bitches want the check? You bitches want the fucking check. I'm so embarrassed to be a black woman right now because you hoes want the fucking check. I'd rather have my baby's daddy at home. My ex-husband, I was married. I'd rather have him at home than the check. You hoes are sick. Sick! And he ain't broke. Let me get that straight. I just like
he ain't broke. Let me make that clear. Let me make that clear. He ain't broke, but I'd prefer him to be there. Like, y'all heard that in her. Look, Great Pill said, breathe. Yeah, that's real. This bitches is crazy. But we see they keep them dumb so they don't realize how fucked up their mamas was, right? So mama can stay on the pedestal. It's a vicious cycle, right? It's a vicious cycle. But it's worked so well. It's worked well for them. Because to this day, Mother's Day, even the bad, horrible, fucking cantankerous ass mothers still get a goddamn card and some flowers or some consideration. Or even the ones that just be in the store and everybody's saying, Happy Mother's Day to you. And they know they was a horrible fucking mother. And they taking it all. Like, shit is crazy. The check. These hoes want the check. Yeah, it's real. Yeah. Yep. And they want to make themselves look like the superhero for getting a little ass check and they ain't got their daddy around. Yeah, let's hope that don't backfire on your ass later. They making her cry. Yeah. I'd be up here crying. If
Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life.
She crying too. Nobody fighting for us for fighting for the kids. Even trolling, it was deep. My work here is done. Yeah, I mean, that's deep. It is deep. I mean, and I know real life people, you know, over 15 years. And yeah, prefer a check, even if it's a little fucking check. And man, around that child. Man, this is a unique day, y'all. So I hope y'all learned a little something about your rights as a parent. You know, it's definitely your responsibility to advocate for your children. Know all of the parties who will be around your children in school. They go to an art teacher. You need to know who the art teacher is. There is, you know, speak to your children. Again, like I told you, children tell it all. And don't think for 1 second they are deciphering what to tell the teacher and what not to tell the teacher, just like with you. But then they learn you better than they learn them teachers, okay? They know when they don't want to be heard. They understand that. So they will be reluctant to come home and tell your ass anything because you ain't listening any fucking way. Don't have them feeling like that. School is traumatizing. And if you don't know, you must not have went to school. And if you had a great experience, good for you. Make sure your children know that, yeah, it's all ain't peaches and cream. And if anything is out of whack, it's your responsibility to tell me, to speak up. Inappropriate touching, people cussing at you, a bully, like these things need to be discussed. Show them how it feels so they know when it's being done to them that it's something that it is. Most of our kids, they're unaware of social cues because they got these phones in their faces. They have no clue. We have to do a better job. Educators are mandated reporters. So if you're an educator, if you're a nurse, you know who you are. If you're a mandated reporter, you're mandated to report. Something happens, your ass can go to jail for a long time. 8 charges. She may be facing 40 years, the assistant principal Parker. That is a lot of time for not having anything. She didn't murk anybody. She just endangered the lives of other people by not speaking up and stepping in and doing something. Lifting your head up off the desk, possibly. The I don't care mentality is fucking amazing. And for our women, the I don't care, the lack of nurture and care, I'm going to point a finger at it. Sorry, I'm pointing a finger at you, bitch. You, bitch, and you, bitch, and you. Because our children can't say it. So I'm going to fucking say it, okay? Your ass is neglectful and disrespectful, irrational, and out of fucking control. Get it together because I'm watching. This is your child speaking to you. Get it together, bitch. I'm watching you. They're sitting in the corner crying. And you think it's okay. You think you're being tough. You think you're showing them that you're being tough or some shit. No, you're not. Don't put them in that fucking situation. I got to do better. I got to do better. But I'll be out here and outside on the real street. Because this shit is shameful. I appreciate y'all pulling up and popping in. Okay? Be careful. Listen to these kids. Okay? Listen a little bit more intently. The more intently you listen to, the more they'll talk. They know when you care, too. They know. Okay? They're pretty connected. Let's keep them that way. Let's enhance that, okay? That part of them. The good that they see you do, they'll go out into the world and mimic that. They see you be irrational and out of control. This is what they're going to be. Can't blame the school. Can't blame their absent father either, okay? Get some control. Again, my families who have children with special needs, check out Red Lipstick Vibes. Y'all go follow her, subscribe to her page. The information is coming to you shortly by the end of the month, and it's going to be good. All right. So I look forward to that as well. Always trying to share with families because anything that, you know, the resources there for special needs, like all of these tips and methods can be incorporated with all children. You know, even adults, you need to some assistance changing your own behavior, course correcting yourself. Man, listen to some of this stuff because it's some good shit. They're saying. Shout out to you, Realistic Vibes. I appreciate you, sis. Don't forget to check us out. You know, she said Love and Abundance. We got the Love and Abundance Hospital Coffee and Cappuccino. That's the pop-up chat. We come up and show some foolishness and have some fun with you guys. Conscious Parenting Tuesday, where we come in and talk about some tips and strategies, solutions, methods, you know, any questions anybody have, we're assisting. Cerebral Saturday. He said, yeah. Awesome. We got me saying Sunday, lo-fi music in the day sometimes. Yeah. In the verses. Just adding. That's over fun. Music, and fun.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah. Or some abundance of content on over here. Make the click. Join us whenever you like. Make sure you tell a friend, like button, subscribe, share this episode, because please, families, get more conscious about where your children are, because they are not protected out there. They're not. It's our job and our responsibility. Show some more care and concern. Okay. Appreciate y'all. We be back here Tuesday with some good shit. More PG. You know, over there for the conscious parenting, but you know, I don't mind doing the foolery, I cuss and shit over here. Okay. You bitches and hoes and all that fuck. Yeah. But sometimes it's needed. Sometimes the message don't taste good. Medicine don't taste good, and the message will be hard. It is what it is. Can't be nice all the time. But I try. Yeah. You ready to get up out of here, babe? Y'all have a good week. Be kind to somebody besides yourself. And check us out any of these days of the week. Have a good week. Peace.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
You see, baby, I don't do this just for the recognition. I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine? That was lovely. That was beautiful. Johnny Gill should sign you up. My. Wake up!
BOS on the track.
You on the track.